I was wondering, were you aware that the video of you and Kenny on the bench had kind of made the rounds on social media, and he's smiling, and there were some people who were upset that he was smiling, and just wondered what you thought about that reaction to it and what you thought about that moment with him.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I mean, I don't know why everybody's like making a big deal. Honestly, I feel like your coach shouldn't have to yell at you every time like it's a situation on the court. And honestly, like that's the relationship me and him have. Like he doesn't yell at me every day. Like he has his times where he does, and he has his times where he just comes to me, and like we just have a casual conversation. He tell me like what's going on. So that's what it was.
El, how are you dealing with just on top of the losing? There is a lot you're being asked to do. You're the leading scorer on the team. You're also kind of the primary facilitator. How are you handling some of the pressure of all this, the expectations and the losing?
Just like anybody, like in my position, like we're still learning. Like I'm still going about it the right way. I mean, sometimes I get down on myself and I have those bad games, or I have those games where I have high turnovers. But like I'm fine. Like I'm handling it well. Like things happen. Like we're not in a great spot right now, but like I'm still confident in my teammates. Like they're still confident in me. Like and they're helping me through it. So I'm good.
When you guys look at where you're at and going forward, if there was one thing you could fix first and do better first to help you win, what would it be?
Like I said a couple interviews ago, it's being able to fight through adversity. Whenever things get hard, we still have to figure out what it is that we exactly have to do in order to get through that.
I would say just not getting punched in the face first in games. Like I feel like we would just start games off way better. Like we wouldn't be 0-9. Almost in every game, like we were fighting our way back, and that's been a problem. Like we're playing like really good teams. Like so, like we can't be going into halftime down 10, like or going into second or third war like down 15 and trying to fight back. Like teams are just too good. Like and it would be the same way if it was the other way around. So. I feel like that's really it for me.
Kenny has made it an effort to kind of use this season to establish his culture, not have the message of win or learn. With all the losses that have piled up to this point, does it get kind of difficult at times to buy into the culture that he's trying to lay here?
No, not at all. Like, it doesn't matter like what's going on, like what's our record is. Like I believe in KP, like I believe in our staff. I believe everything they're trying to build around this program, and I wouldn't like change my decision coming here for nothing. I wouldn't change anything that's been going on, that's been happening. Like, of course, like I hate that we're losing, but like everything happens for a reason. Like I still feel like we're gonna turn around and like we'll get a lot of people off our backs. So I just feel like we just stay confident, like we just stay patient, we just have our faith, like we'll be fine.
Jae'Lyn, can it get difficult, and L2 for that matter, if you want to address it, that it sort of seems to be a myriad of problems that keep popping up, kind of the same things, you're stuck in the same movie over and over again?
Yeah, I'd say it sometimes seems like we're just restarting the same movie over and over at times, but I'd say behind all of the, I guess, inconveniences or the bad things that you guys see, there is growth. I will say that.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, it does feel like it's just a movie been playing over and over again, but like Jay just said, like, we do have growth. Like, a lot of guys are, like, really starting to get their confidence. We shot the ball, like, very well last game. Guys are shooting it through with confidence. So I just feel like as the season just goes on, like, guys are just we're going to get that. We're just going to click, like, I feel like. So I'm not really worried right now.
Yeah, and the last game you guys had 14 assists, which was a season high. Was that growth? Was that a conscious effort to share the ball more and guys being more careful with the ball?
I believe so. Had a solid game plan, which was following one another and hit the open shot. And we did that confidently. And I guess whenever we do the game plan and do it confidently, if we get results like that.
Are there some similarities for both of you guys, game plan-wise, last game to this game now, because you're dealing with a 7'5" guy who's a great shot blocker?
Oh yeah, most definitely. We just can't go in there all willy nilly. We got our thing beat off the backboard. So we just when we get in the lane, we got to make sure we're looking for each other. And when we get in there, we all need to pump fake more. Like get him to jump, like get into his body, like try to get him in foul trouble. So I feel like we have the same game plan. We just execute, like we'll be fine.
Yeah, kind of going off that, you guys played Western last year at Bowling Green. What did you take from that game that you can maybe apply to this year? Because they brought a lot of guys back.
Based off of last game that we had with them, we have to really key in on shooters and stop the roll. We have to stop the roll from getting hit, play in and play out.
Yeah, for sure. Like really be aware of the shooters. Be aware of Davion McKnight getting in the lane because he's getting in the lane to try to get his teammates involved. So we got to make sure we keep him in front, try to keep him out the lane as much as possible. And when he is in the lane, and we just got to make sure like our bigs aren't helping up, like they're staying back, because when he does get in the lane, he's looking to throw the lob. Like we just got to make him finish over us. So I feel like we have a solid game plan. If we execute that, like we'll be fine. We all need to come down and help and box the big out because he's going to be on the offensive glass.
And Kenny had a message to the fan base recently about kind of sticking with you guys and being true fans. If you guys had a message that you wanted to share with the fan base right now, what would that be?
You got that one.
Yeah, really just stick with us. Like I know things are rough. Like it's rough for us too. Like we didn't expect to be 0-9. Like we're the ones out there playing. Like so. Like I feel like fans gotta like see it another way. Like think about like how we're feeling and not like, oh man, like we're such diehard fans. Like they're not representing the city well. Like man, we're still young adults. Like we still have kids on our team, young kids. Like all the stuff that we're seeing, like the negativity that we see on social media. Like I just feel like people just gotta like calm down, like just stick with us, like because we're still learning. Every single one of us, like all of us. So I just feel like they just stick with us, like, and we just not seeing that much negativity that we're seeing, and we just see positive stuff. Like I feel like that'll help a lot.
Along those lines, do you guys try to stay off social media as much as you can?
It's hard nowadays, like to stay off social media, like with just like NIL going on, like like we're young, like we're grown up in that era, like it's hard, like stuff just pops up on my phone, like I get notification. That's the first thing I look at, like social media. So like it's hard to stay off, but I mean, people are gonna say what they want to say. They can have their opinions, but it just needs to calm down just a little bit.
Along those lines, did you see that Donovan Mitchell responded about the clip that people were talking about, and what did you think of him having something to say about it?
Me and Jay talked to Don a lot, so like we were glad that he kind of like stepped up and said something for us, because we try not to say anything, so we were glad that he stepped up and just gave his opinion about it, because he was right. Like coach is not gonna yell at us every time, like it's a problem. So I was glad that he did that.
Appreciate y'all.